Hey folks, welcome back to this video. And in this video I'm going to talk about how I convinced my parents to support me to start up. So I've started two startups, one in the IT services. I still run it, and one I started a product which basically didn't work. So basically I just want to share my experience of how I dealt it with my parents, and how I just convinced them to allow me to get an office, work with a team, hire a team, and just uh, basically start a startup. So just for your information, I've never taken money from my parents for these startups. I just made money from one of my company, and they just use that money to invest in the other company and build it. In short, the previous generation, which are our parents generation, are very risk averse, because they have seen the toughest times. Like 90% of our parents are from the middle class background, and they have seen the toughest times, and they always strive for stability. uh, the same thing they want it for their kids, right? If you like something, you want your kids to also have it in some way or the other, right? So the same happens with them. So your parents want you to go into a stable job, settle really well, and things like that. But things are changing. This generation, as we are more like, we want to take risk, and we understand that the more the risk, the more the reward. And we are risk takers mostly. This generation is up for risk taking, and that's why we see a lot of Indian startups coming into play, a lot of new startups, a lot of new innovation happening, a lot of self employment that's happening in this country. So when I first wanted to start something, I first started freelancing. Freelancing is a very good way to basically make money and show it to your parents that you are able to do something out of the skills that you have gained. So the only point here that is to be noted is, like, if you're doing something and if your parents are able to see that you are able to make a living out of it, and see that if you are able to do good at it, if you're able to make money out of it, it's a sort of a confidence booster for them. So once that happens, it's going to be very easy for them to trust you with whatever that you're trying to do. So the first step of convincing your parents to start up is, like, do some sort of build some sort of skill set, start making money, and just show them the money that's coming in. A lot of parents think that making money is really tough because they have not been in the digital space. But we being in the digital space, it's much more easier for us to pick up some skills, do some freelancing, and start building that skill set, sit with a laptop and an internet connection, and start making money. So that's the best thing that you can do, is like to start a freelance practice, get a skill, start making money, and show them the money that I'm able to sustain myself with what I'm able to make. And now I want to build something of my own with my own money. I'm going to invest this and make it. Anyways, I always have a backup because I already understand, I already know how to make money. So if I fail, I'll just get back to freelancing and start making money, or I'll use the skills that I use for freelancing to get a job, and I'll start making money. So the one liner thing that I want to share here is, like, always, if you are able to show it to your parents that you are skillful, you already have reached a state where you already have a backup. You have a backup which can help you make money, help you sustain yourself, and things like that. It's gonna be a very, very simple process for you to basically convince your parents and uh, get it going. And just for a quick information, my dad always wants me to start a business or start a startup, and he's always up for me working at small scale startups, early stage startup, because he understands that working at a 9 to 5 job is not a way to make wealth, not a way to get rich, because always 9 to 5 is 9 to 5, and then you almost spend what you make. To have that sort of exponential and outsized return or outcome from what you're making, you always have to think contrarian. You have By contrarian, what I mean is, like, you have to think like the top, like the 1%, rather not like the 99% of the other people. So this is how I went about convincing my parents, how I ended up showing that I'm able to do this, make money, and I'll able to be sustained, and I have a backup. So now it's much more easier decision for them to allow me to do whatever I want, and give me that sort of freedom to to use my creativity, use my time in whatever sense and way that I want to use it, right? So you can also use a similar sort of a framework, similar sort of a template to be able to do this thing and be able to do whatever that you want. Start something of your own, start a startup, build an e-commerce store, and anything and everything that you want to try out. All your parents want is good for you. They want to see you really succeed. They want to see you stable. They don't want to see you basically struggling. So anything that makes you struggle is gonna uh, basically get that sort of parental feeling, and they just uh, basically feel for you and they want to help you out. So even if you have some struggles, it's always best to share it with them, and but sometimes it's also good that you deal it at your own personal level, so that you don't put on a lot of things on your parents, and they might sometimes end up asking you to get more stabilized, and that might put a little pressure on you, but you understand what I mean. So with that, I'll end this video. I hope you found some sort of value out of this video, and if you like this, do share it with your friends, colleagues, or anyone who might make use of this advice from someone like me, who have already tried doing a couple of startups and always on a lookout to build something even in the future. And at the same time, if you have some other basically ideas or something that you want to listen from me, do drop it in the comments below. I'll read them and I'll make videos on them for sure. And apart from that, if you like the content, if you enjoyed this video, do subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next one.